There is a reason professional Afrobeat mixes feel expensive, and it is not mastering. Let me show you how to mix Afrobeat the pro way in FL Studio. By the end of this video, your Afrobeat will sound wider, cleaner, and louder. The same mixing style used in Tyla, Rema, and Oxlade type beat. In case you are watching me for the first time, this is Gazette channel, and I make videos on how to make beats on FL Studio, specifically on Afrobeat. Let's get started. In the last video we made up this beat. Let me play it for you. Press Ctrl down on your laptop and click right click. So you have successfully highlighted everything in your track here. So once you have all this green on down, so go to your mixer track here. So you have everything here. Click on the first insert one channel here, then left click again, left click. So let me bring this up so that you see it clearly. So left click and go to channel routing, then route selected channel starting from this track. Boom. So you have everything here. Before you start mixing, do some little track split or rearrangement, because everything here is in one track and we don't want something like that. So we need to separate it. So let's look at this sample here. You know, whenever I'm adding my samples, I usually rename it. You will see that I've renamed something here. So this one, let's solo it. Let's mute only this and it. So I'm going to name this solo guitar. So now the reason why I'm naming it is for me to be able to identify it when I'm arranging my my tracks, when I'm expanding it to song. That's why I do that. I have to separate this first one. So this is pattern one. So let me say this pattern one is for solo guitar alone. So I usually name this one solo guitar. So now when I get to the arrangement layout, it will be easy for me. So then this one lead, this one is my lead. So what do? I will go to pattern 2. Can you see there's nothing in pattern 2? So let's go back to pattern 1, which is we have renamed to solo guitar. So I will Control C this. You know, I put my mouse here, just only this one. Then X, that means I've cut it. Then I will go to pattern 2 and I will Control V. So as you can see, this one is in pattern 2. Then I will go there back and rename it to lead. Can you see? So that when I'm arranging, it will be easy for me. So I'll go back to pattern 1 now. You know what we'll do next? We'll also Control C X this one. So we'll go to empty pattern, which is pattern 3, and we'll post it there. So what do we have? A guitar chord. So I'm going to quickly rename it to guitar chords. Are you getting the pattern now? So now the next one is guitar bass. So CS, then I'll go to the next empty pattern, which is 4. So then I will name it to guitar bass. So there's a reason I'm using capital letter though. So you can also use small letter. So now this 15 here, talking drum. So I use it for race too. So just put something talking drum race. So just like I used to race beat. So now as you can see, everything now is now clean. Look at this. If you go here, can you see everything I rename here is there? Wonderful, right? So then the next thing I'm going to do is to highlight all this and bring it down. So let's see, let's put it here for now. So now what we'll do is that we take no, this one is in wave. Change it back to piano so that you can see it. You know, we highlighted wave. That's all the wave samples we use is here. So we'll highlight it, and we already have the solo guitar here. So we'll pick the lead and we'll put it here. So can you now see can you see that lead is named, has been named here? So guitar. So you now know the reason why I name it. So now it's easy for me to know what I'm picking. So because if you didn't name it, you might not really know what you are dealing with. So with this way, I know every instrument I'm picking. I'm not making any mistake. So I'm going to also put everything here. Now everything is done. I've done the first arrangement. So now that I've done the first arrangement, I know which, when I'm mixing, which one to mute, which one not to mute, and whatsoever, which one is giving me a problem, which one to use, which one not to use. We are going to start the mix here. So now the first thing I usually do is to deal with my master, because my master is where everything ends. So I'm going to, normally I usually off this fruity limiter, and I will add I usually had Maximus. That's I love Maximus. It's make my work short, very very easy to do. So I'll just do the preset. I will also compress later, but for now I have my. So then I usually had parameter EQ. Now you know all the beat is sounding warmly because we are here to mix it. Yes. So the first thing I usually do is to do this tip high pass. I can use it as cut, but it has cut it too much. So all we need is that the reason why we are cutting this is that we don't want our mix to sound wobbling, especially our kick. You know, when they start louding that music and you are hearing boom 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 boom. So this little cut here can save you. So 24 is okay. So some people usually cut here too. So depending on how you want your mix to be, you can also cut it at the final, because this one is not as sensitive as this one, at the final mixing or mastering of your vocals and the instrumental together. So now we have our this thing. Now another thing I usually add to my master is reverb. It's because I want the whole mix to have a little reverb, just little. So I usually take this reverb here, then I cuts. I usually cut the I don't want it to be too. Then the damp is okay. Then I'll reduce the wet. Then I'll come here and also reduce it here. So then I will listen to it. Now I have my template. Don't worry, everything is still sounding abnormal, right? No problem. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I will target my percussions. What I will do is that I will just click here and this is empty space. So I want to do something. I want to sidechain. Then I will say my instruments. Now this place I will use color because it's not the same thing as others. So now let's locate where the kick is sounding. So I'm going to mute this everything. And you see now that's our kick and other percussion. So now I will play. The kick is the loudest of your mix. Good. Can you see red is too loud? So keep your kick at 9, highest 6. So that's the best thing. So I'm going to reduce this. Keep reducing it. Why am I doing this? Why am I keeping it at this volume? Because I don't want it to clip. I don't want it to clip because I'll be adding other instrument to it. The next thing I will do is that we will on our shakers. Now, as you can see, the shaker is okay, but there's a little problem. It's too, the high side is too high. So what I will do is that I will reduce it. But before I use it, let's deal with this kick a little bit. I'm going to use my EQ, listen to it. So as you can see, this place is safe, but I will still cut it. So it's safe because this loop has been missed a little bit. So I will go to step 8 and I pass. Then just a small cut, should in case. Don't do it too much. Don't do it too much. Our shakers. So what I will do too is to come here and use my parameter EQ to EQ it. So I will cut it now and I will step it. Now the reason why I'm doing that is that the hi-hat sounds here, so it has no business here. So I'm going to just put it here. So that the kick and other heavy stuff will be able to have their way here to sound well. Good. Okay, we have another shaker here. This is the second shaker. In fact, we'll just do this way. So let's pan it a little bit. And let's reduce the volume. Now to test your mix, put this one here. Listen to it. Good. Can you see it sound well? Now I'm going to. So let's say it back. Yeah. I think let me just put this one here to blend with the beat. What of this one? This owl. So now, as you can see, I'm sidechaining it so that it will blend with the flow of the beat. Okay, let's start with our melodies now. So we'll play this one. Yeah. So what we'll do, can you see? I don't want it to compete with the beat. Yeah. So I'm going to remove it from here and sidechain it to my instrument, because if I want to increase it later, can you see now? I sidechain it. So you now know the reason why we did this. We created this one. So now let's put on this one. So let's remove it from here. Now the reason why I'm doing all this, why I'm cutting is to give way. As you see, I'm looking at the shiny area not to cut too deep. Can you see? So let's add a little reverb. Change this to mono and listen again. Can you see the chord is balanced, but the turn is not balanced with this. So I'm going to reduce it again. You can hear it now. Look at where this thing is shining most. So now let's check it. Can you see? Showing you it's loud. So that's why you need to check. So the next thing we are going to do is 3 SCOs. So we are going to assign it with the thing. Let's try that. Now, you know, we mix everything in low volume now, and I think the raw fills are the one remaining. So let's look at our master board. Can you see? Can you see? Everything is almost zero. That's why you have to bring your kick down. So the more you are adding instrument, the more the problem, the volume is going up, and there might be a problem. Now, this is the reason why I now put this here, so that when I've balanced all the instrument, I will now start checking it against the whole beat. So let's do it. Good. So now the next thing we need to do is to balance the erase. Okay, as you can see, we have successfully balanced this. So when you are arranging the song, you can keep listening to whatsoever little things that remain to balance before you finish arranging. So the next thing we need to do is just to arrange this track to a song. So now let's listen to it. As you can see, we have successfully mixed this Afrobeat track. So if this at least give you some vibes and you enjoy it, please click the subscribe button below this video and turn on the notification bell. And please also share to friends. And this is the only way you can keep encouraging us to do more. Thank you so much. Remain blessed. Peace.